aquarianradio.com.
Aloha, this is Enki. You know me as Aquarius, and this is our age, the Sata Yuga. Time to celebrate with us. We have programs on all chakra tantra, love styles and relationship choices, counseling strategies and techniques that you can use at home. We have extraterrestrial radio where we deal with alienology, paranormal people, and we have an experiencers network. We have a section called Ancient Aliens, and the programs therein are Enki Speaks, Nimma, the Mother of Humanity, has her program, and we revise ancient anthropology. And most important of all, we have peace paradigms, because this is the age of peace. Harmony and understanding, sympathy and trust abounding. No more falsehoods or derisions. Golden living dreams of visions, mystic crystal revelations, and the mind's true liberation.
This is Enki.
It is I who 300,000 years ago created your race, and 200,000 years ago it was a lot of fun, made it even better with some of the pretty girls. And it is I who saved you from the flood, and it is I and my beloved Nimma and my son Ningashiga Thoth who are here to help you overcome my runaway son Marduk or Allah, my brother Enlil or Yahweh, and free yourself from all the supposed gods and recognize your own great potential. You have much to teach us, and we, Anunnaki, those of us from Nibiru, welcome full partnership.
And here are your hosts, Janet and Dr. Sasha Lesson.
Aloha, welcome to Aquarian Radio at aquarianradio.com. Today is Enki Speaks. The title of today's show is Gilgamesh Denied ET Longevity, and this is happening in 2500 BC. Today is Friday, February 8th, 2013, and the long title is Hybrid Uruk King Gilgamesh Denied Nibiran Longevity. This is web radio for Enki Speaks, episode 24, Tablet 13, from the Lost Book of Enki by the late great Zecharia Sitchin. And it's 2500 BC.
Yeah.
Today's Friday, February 8th. I said that. Our book is Anunnaki Gods No More. The website for this information is enkispeaks.com. That's ENKISPEAKS.com. I am your host, Janet Kira Lesson, and my co-host is Dr. Sasha Lesson. We're broadcasting live from Maui, Hawaii, and it's a gorgeous day in paradise. Dr. Lesson, take it away and explain to us what's going on.
Well, if you'll remember, last episode, Inanna, that's the granddaughter of Commander Enlil, Inanna had taken Banda as a lover. Now, Banda was the son of the king of Uruk, Inanna's special city, and he had sent his son to translate some negotiations, and his son had fallen into a coma, and then Inanna's brother Utu revived him, and when he came back, Inanna thought he was hallucinating still, that Banda was Dumuzi. She always would go into this hallucination, and she'd get whichever man she was interested in to be with her. In the morning, that person was dead, but evidently she got off on it somehow. So here she's doing the same thing with Banda. She sees him as Dumuzi, her fiancé, who Marduk had got killed, and but this time Banda lived. And part of the suspicion that we have is that Utu gave him some kind of health rejuvenator that allowed him to stand up to his twin, to Inanna. That's Utu's twin. So anyway, when Banda didn't die, somehow, and she let him live, and eventually Banda became the king of Uruk, and became known as Lugul, means king. Lugul Banda, King Shorty, because he was short. And but there's this incredible interest of Inanna with what happens with her city-state, Uruk. And then Banda, after a while, becomes king, and he marries Ninurta's daughter. Her name is Nisan. And their kid, who's then three-quarters Anunnaki, Nibiran, is Gilgamesh. And after Banda passes away, then Gilgamesh succeeds him.
So, this thing where the lovers all died is a great mystery to us, but we're trying to figure it out. Enki, chief scientist for the Nibiran gold mining expedition to Earth, needed to tame Gilgamesh, king of Uruk, before he created an earthling rebellion in reaction to the king. Gilgamesh insisted on sex with brides before the grooms could couple with them. So Enki created Enkidu, E-N-K-I-D-U, an android to tame Gilgamesh, and arranged for the tantric practitioner Shamhat to tame Enkidu. Shamhat is a female. Gilgamesh and Enkidu fought, then became best friends. Gilgamesh went with Enkidu to the rocket pad at Baalbek to plead with the gods for a rocket to Nibiru for immortality he thought they enjoyed.
In Lebanon, near Inanna's home, Gilgamesh and Enkidu tracked Enlil's security robot, and the security robot led them to the launch pad. And so there's Gilgamesh and Enkidu, and they're watching a rocket launch. Well, while they're watching that, Inanna is up above them in her airplane, the one that Anu gave her, and she sees them fighting with the robot. They see, and it just turns her on to see them smash the robot. This is a quote: "At the entrance to the cedar forest, its fire-belching monster their way blocked. To pieces it they broke."
Watching Gilgamesh take off his clothes, bathe, and groom himself, glorious Ishtar, Inanna raised an eye at the beauty of Gilgamesh. She said, "Come, Gilgamesh, be thou my lover. Grant me the fruit of thy love." But he declined and insulted her. She, enraged, demanded Anu release the guard bull at the launch pad. Anu complied. The bull charged Gilgamesh and Enkidu, but Gilgamesh stabbed it while Enkidu held it. When Enkidu died of illness Enlil inflicted on him for destroying his robot, Gilgamesh grieved his friend.
In other words, Enlil is punishing Gilgamesh because Gilgamesh broke his guard bot. And the way he's punishing him is he's killing Enkidu.
So Gilgamesh was deeply grieving. Then Gilgamesh went to the spaceport in Sinai for a plant to help him, to let him live forever. So there was some kind of plant, a magical plant. In a tunnel in Sinai, he met Enki's son, Ziusudra, who is Noah. And this is many years later. How many years later? Boy, about 500, 1,000 years later or something. Noah's still alive. All these centuries, along with his wife. Ziusudra to Gilgamesh the secret of long living. He revealed a plant in the garden's well was growing. So Noah had a plant that granted long living. Ziusudra and his spouse from getting old it prevented. Enki, with Enlil's permission, said Ziusudra, granted Gilgamesh this plant too. So Enki says that Gilgamesh can have this too. But when Gilgamesh got the plant, a snake snatched it from him. As a last resort, he begged Enlil to grant him immortality.
This is a quote. On Gilgamesh's deathbed, I guess he didn't grant it, around 2600 BC, Utu told Enlil, had told Gilgamesh before he died that Enlil would not grant him eternal life. But Gilgamesh, this is a quote, is consoled by promises to retain in Netherworld the company of his beloved wife, son, concubine, musicians, entertainers, cupbearer, valet, caretakers, and palace attendants who served him. In other words, so now Gilgamesh, Enlil says, well, Gilgamesh, Enlil says to Utu, tell Gilgamesh that I'm not going to give him eternal life, but we'll kill his wife, son, concubine, mistresses, and all these people so that they can be in the next life with him. So undertakers brought the body of Gilgamesh to the royal cemetery Ur. Then they drugged his friends, his attendants, in his burial chamber, and then he killed them. This accompanied burial gave an extraordinary privilege to Gilgamesh, 2/3 of him divine, as compensation for not having gained the immortality of the gods. Okay, so this is how we've summarized stuff. But now Janet and I will read the information in Enki's very words from the 13th tablet.
Okay.
Start there.
This is from the 13th tablet of the Lost Book of Enki by Zechariah Sitchin. On the throne of Unuk-Ki, Banda, his father, Enmerkur, succeeded. Lugal, great man, his title was. The goddess Ninsun of Enlil's seed took him to be her spouse. The hero Gilgamesh, their son, on the throne of Unuk-Ki, Lugal, Banda, followed. As the years passed and Gilgamesh grew older, of life and death to his mother Ninsun he spoke. About the death of his forebears, though of Anunnaki descended, he wondered, do gods die? His mother he asked. Shall I too, though 2/3 divine, as a mortal over the wall climb? So to her he said, as long as on earth you abide, the death of an earthling will you overwhelm, Ninsun to her son said. But if to Nibiru you will be taken, long life thereon you will attain. To take Gilgamesh aloft to Nibiru journey, Ninsun to Utu, the commander, appealed. Endlessly Ninsun to Utu appealed. Day after day she pleaded, let Gilgamesh to the landing place go. Utu in the end agreed. To guide and protect him, then Harsog, a double of Gilgamesh, fashioned.
Okay, now we get to this double. Enkidu, S by Enki, created, as was he called. Of a womb he was not born. Blood in his veins was not. With the comrade Enkidu, Gilgamesh to the landing place journeyed. Utu, with oracles, his progress oversaw, and at the entrance to the cedar forest, that's Lebanon, its fire-belching monster rocket ship, their way was blocked. With trickery, the monster they confused. To pieces it they broke. When the secret entrance to the tunnels of the Anunnaki they found, by the bull of heaven, a creature of Enlil, with deadly snorts they were challenged. To the gates of Ungaki, the monster chased them all the way back to Ur. At the city's ramparts, right below their city, by Enkidu, however, the monster bull was smitten. When Enlil heard this, with agony he cried, in the heavens of Anu was his wailing heard. In other words, he wired back to the home planet. For in his heart, Enlil well knew, bad indeed was the omen for having the bull of heaven slain to perish in waters. Enkidu was punished. Gilgamesh, having by Ninsun and Utu been instructed of the slaying, was absolved. Still, the long life of Nibiru seeking, Gilgamesh to proceed to the place of chariots by Utu was permitted.
Yeah, it was interesting. Nin Harsog had created Enkidu.
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess it's the way it's written. It's like Enki gave her the plans,
and she created.
And she created it.
Okay.
It's fascinating.
Still, the long life of Nibiru seeking, Gilgamesh to proceed to the place of the chariots by Utu was permitted. After many adventures, the land of Tilmun, yes, the fourth region, he reached.
That's a reserved area for just the Anunnaki.
Through its subterranean tunnels he proceeded. In a garden of precious stones, Ziusudra he met Noah.
The events of the deluge the Asudra to Gilgamesh related. The secret of long living to Gilgamesh he revealed. A plant in the garden's well was growing. Ziasudra and his spouse from getting old it prevented. Unique of all plants on earth it was. By it a man full vigor can regain. Man at old age is young again. This is the plant's name, Ziasudra to Gilgamesh said. A gift of Enki with Enlil's blessing on the Mount of Salvation to us was granted. So that's Mount Ararat, Mount of Salvation. So when Noah landed on the mount, Enki gave Noah this plant. What if we could find it now? When Ziasudra and his spouse were asleep, Gilgamesh to his feet, stones tied. Oh my goodness.
We'd like the people in Ararat, Turkey, to thank us for the influx of tourists you're going to have once people understand that there's this wonderful plant that grows atop Mount Ararat that can give you long life.
Okay, into the well he dived. The plant of being young again he grasped and uprooted. With the plant in his satchel, through the tunnels he hurried. To Unuk-Ki he made his way.
When he was tired and was asleep, however, a snake by the plant's fragrance was attracted. The plant did the snake snatch from the sleeping Gilgamesh.
You turned off the speaker. You've got to not do that.
You read that part.
Honey, you just turned off the speaker. Testing. Okay, I think it might be working. Let's finish this. The plant did the snake snatch from the sleeping Gilgamesh. With the plant, it vanished. In the morning, his loss discovering, Gilgamesh sat and wept. To Unuk-Ki, empty-handed, he returned. As a mortal therein, he died.
That's it.
7.
That's it for today's lesson.
Then the next lesson is the next part. All right. I'm not sure if we're broadcasting. We've lost our ability to hear, so we're confused. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up, and in case it's not working, and we'll comment on this another time. Thank you for joining us today. Aloha from Maui. Thanks for joining us today on Aquarian Radio. We broadcast daily, and our schedule is on aquarianradio.com. Listen live by calling 646-649-0893, or you can listen live by calling 646-649-0893, or listen to our archives on aquarianradio.com. Join us again soon, and do tell your friends the age of Aquarius and the paradigm of peace is now.
Aloha. This is Enki. You know me as Aquarius. And this is our age, the Sata Yuga. Time to celebrate with us. We have programs on all chakra tantra, love styles and relationship choices, counseling strategies and techniques that you can use at home. We have extraterrestrial radio where we deal with alienology, paranormal people, and we have an experiencers network. We have a section called Ancient Aliens, and the programs therein are Enki Speaks, Nimma, the Mother of Humanity, has her program, and we revise ancient anthropology. And most important of all, we have peace paradigms, because this is the age of peace. Harmony and understanding, sympathy and trust abounding. No more falsehoods or derisions. Golden living dreams of visions, mystic crystal revelations, and the mind's true liberation.
And this has been another episode here at AquarianRadio.com.
AquarianRadio.com.